Hello guys to another episode of my content. Today we're gonna talk about DYX, the dollar index, as a micro compass. What is DYX? DYX is measured the strength of the US dollar against a basket of major currencies. The biggest of from is Euro USD, GPY, GBP, CAD, SEK, and the Swiss francs. Why it's so important? It gives you a macro view of the dollar strength or weakness. It helps predict moves in USD pairs and commodities like gold and oil. How I like personally use DYX is more on the longer, on the higher time frame, like the 1 hour, the 4 hour, the daily, and the weekly time frame. You can also use it on the 30 or 15, but as my analysis is better to use it up to 1 hour or higher. And it's important for opening gaps on DYX, and we're going to show you that later. How to use DYX in trading. If DYX is going up, USD is gaining strength. Euro USD, GBP USD likely to fail. Gold tends to drop, inverse correlation. If DYX is going down, USD is weakening. Euro USD, GBP USD likely to rise. Gold tends to rise. Pro tip, combine DYX with market structure. Use DYX as confluence with your technical analysis. If DYX breaks support while Euro USD breaks resistance, high probability long. Wait for divergence between DYX and your USD pair for early reversal signs. I'm just going to show you some examples on the chart. This is DYX, how I looked at it. It was Tuesday, so 2 days ago. Today is Thursday. The reason why I was long or short on Euro this week is because of this gap in DYX. DYX loves to fill the gaps, the opening gaps. It loves to do that. It does it a lot of times. Maybe I can show you another example here. It filled in another way. Also filled here. It didn't yet fill this gap, but it could probably fill it again. Here filled it the gap again, and here it did just fill the gap. I don't know if it got to the 50 to the 50% gap place of the gap. Just not, but almost to the 50. Maybe I can show you again. Here it also filled in the Asia range. Here also a beautiful example, like how I like to see it to get filled. Here it did fill the gap. After that it shot up. Also a gap right here. And maybe I can see another gap. It's a little bit difficult to spot. Sometimes gap here, also the gap. It is fill the gap and shut down. And that's how I most times use DYX. It's more for the gaps than. Let me go back. Right here, we were right here. 1 second, my thing is going off, but look to this. It filled the opening gap, shut almost up to the initial consolidation, because there's also a market maker model right here. You can see it, the initial consolidation, the leg down to the PDRA and shooting up again and taking out initial consolidation. That was why I was bearish on Euro the whole week. But this is how I use it. I can also combine it with another chart if you give me a second. I think this is Euro USD. Give me a second. This is Monday. Let me just make it big. Just like this. If you want to look, this is the 15-minute time frame. This is also the 15-minute time frame. From here to here, it was the first up, and after that it got to this order block. Like, you can also trade like this if you see like a high probability order block right here, or I can show you something else. This OT zone, I don't know where that is exactly. Right here, there was, I think, a short that I took. Yes, it was a short that I took. If you see like an OT in DYX, you can probably sometimes find an order block where it maybe can trade in. Like here. Here's also is an order block right here. I don't know if it's the same order block. I think so. Yes, it's the same. And shut down. Also, you can use the Asia range on DYX, as you see, almost relative equal lows right here. Shot to OT in the order block, and also order block on Euro USD. So we can probably expect to take a short right here, even if you had a short with a 10 pip SL on the order block. I'm gonna look for you. 10 pips not enough, or below the order block, above the order block. I'm sorry. You have the 18 pip SL, and you could take even. You can, I think, not target the low yet. It did just not take the low. That was a 7R, but it took, I don't. It took Asia high and Asia low. It took Asia low. I'm sorry. That is around a 5.5 till 5.8 R risk to reward, as I'm saying, and that would be a beautiful trade. It would be really easy to trade. I took just 2R on this trade. Didn't want to take the risk too much, but yeah, it still hit. So beautiful, and that's how I use DYX most times.